Welcome back to part 4 of how to build a rabbit hutch. This is probably the final video, but you never know with these type of builds whether it's going to take more or less. But anyway, let's get on. Now I've got to tackle the front. The reason I'm doing the back and the front is then I can make it so that the side pieces are long enough to cover both sets of the feather edge, so it actually makes a proper corner. Once again, we need to start at the bottom with this feather edge, making sure that the fat bit is at the bottom. And now we need to measure out the door just like we did with the hinges. One thing I'll do after I've measured it out and cut it out is make sure that it's got enough of a turning circle when it opens, because I don't want this edge to be too close, because when you open the door I don't want it to get stuck on something here. That's handy. Now my ruler is exactly the same width as this piece of wood, so all I'm going to do is plonk it down at the bottom, draw a line, and again, and that is now my rough edge to cut down to. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. The neater it is, the nicer it will look at the end. Okay, so there it is, and I've checked to see that the door opens okay with it. Sometimes the edge will get in the way of the hinges, but not in this case. So I'm going to just screw that in now. Remember, this is the bottom of it. Always try your hardest to line up the first one as best you can. Now I'm going to continue doing exactly how I did on the other one, except I'm going to be cutting at the exact line of the door and then taking the piece that comes from that and plonking it on the other side. So I need to measure this one up. Across the actual top, I'm going to have to do the same as I did before, cutting the pieces out for the bottom. But to conserve wood, because I'm actually running low on wood, I'm just going to use this offcut and cut it to the right shape and connect it like that. But I'm going to do this side first. Now for these ones, I'm going to drill one screw in and then I'm going to nail a nail in. Now I've just split that piece of wood, so next time I'm going to have to hammer up closer to the other piece to avoid that. Wasn't really thinking. Again, I'm going to have to measure the hinge out. Just checking it still opens. Right, that's the front done. Now, let's check the door. Still opens fine. Oh. So I'm quite close to finishing now. I've got both ends to do, and then I have to put some filler in the gaps between the tiles that I did to waterproof it properly. And then I have to make a divide that can be pulled out for easy cleaning. It doesn't need to go in when there's chickens in there, but it will need to go in when the rabbits are in. Okay, doing both the ends are exactly the same as the front and the back, just a lot easier. So I won't show you me doing them, but I will be back soon. Okay, so I've finished both ends now. And also I've gone through in here and I've put a bit of silicone in between all the gaps. Not very well, but it will serve its purpose, just to keep it a bit more waterproofed. Now, where I'm putting the divide, it won't be going in while the chickens are in there, but when the rabbits are in, I've cut down the tiles a bit so that I can slot it in, and then I've just covered them in silicone as well. And there's another one that side. Now I'm going to start the divide, and that is just going to be a simple frame that's then got wood on either side just to give it some more insulation. One thing I've got to admit is it was only after I'd completely finished both sides and both ends I remembered I haven't put the fiberglass in one of the sides. So I'm going to take the a few panels off, and I'm just going to poke the insulation in that way. Okay, so this is the central divide, which is only going to be in full when the rabbits are in there, but it all completely comes out to make it easier to clean the entire thing out, and just slides back in. When I've got a chance to go into town, I'm going to spray that inside with some of the spray insulation, or find something lying around. I might even use straw, to be honest, and close it all up. I'm not sure yet. Here's the locking mechanism. It's a really simple idea, but it's on a stick, so I can lock it up easily from a distance, because we've got a fence where they'll be, but it just means this can all be done basically remotely, as it were. And it's a decent length of wood, so it's just very simple, and it uses its own weight to keep it locked, the actual weight of the stick, so, well, the plank of wood. So that's it basically done, and now I just need to get this very heavy thing out into my garden. There it is, on a not so nice day, and they're getting used to the other chickens, and hopefully soon we can put the rabbits in it. Okay, there we go, we finally got to the end of that one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. I'll answer whatever I can, obviously, but until the next video, see you soon.